Good morning. You're looking at a live view of Fusion 2 at Pad 01B at the National Space Center in Eurasia. We're currently just under 10 minutes away from the launch of our 5th rocket of this year. And we've got a lot of payloads on board today. We're launching our first mission in our rideshare program, which gives companies greater access to space for a more affordable price. The cost of this launch has been split across 57 payloads, which means today's customers are only paying $440,000 for a ride. Lowering the cost of access to space is essential for interplanetary travel, and our Griffin rocket will take this even further. Speaking of Griffin, teams at our Base Alpha facility recently completed construction of a ship and booster prototype. Both of these vehicles will go through cryogenic loading and hydraulic crushing tests to verify the structure of Griffin for flight. And now back to today's launch. As you may have noticed, the booster at the pad today has scorch markings near the aft section. We are reflying another booster today. This first stage previously supported the Lunar Rock 2 mission. However, this is the first Fusion 2 booster that has been fitted with a full set of previously flown engines. We previously tested one reused engine on our last launch, and the data gathered from that mission gave us the confidence to do an entire set of engines. We will be attempting a recovery of this booster at our brand new LZ1 site, which is located within the launch complex enclosure. We attempted this during our last mission, but the first stage aborted due to a malfunction with the engine valves, which prevented the vehicle from accurately targeting the landing site. The cause of this engine valve malfunction has been blamed on the catastrophic failure of one of the Aeolus engines during ascent. Teams have since improved engine isolation on the vehicle to improve reliability in the event of an explosion. Now that we've talked about the first stage, let's take a look at the payloads on board today's flight. Inside the fairing today is 57 satellites. The 4 biggest satellites on the stack are Spoopisats from SpoopX. This is their 5th mission with Fusion Space. At the back of the stack there is the Nebula A spacecraft built by Nebula SC. This spacecraft is a satellite deployment platform built with deep space travel capabilities. Nebula A will be deploying 12 Cube SATs after separation. At the top of the stack is an Eclipse V2 orbital transfer vehicle. It is built by us here at Fusion Space, and it is flying a certification mission ahead of opening up public sales for the spacecraft. There will be a detailed release on Eclipse V2 next month. Onboard Eclipse V2 today is the 2nd DSTM mission and 4 CubeSats. Additionally, there are 29 CubeSats flying from 7 customers. If you wish to read the detailed payload list, there is a post on the Fusion Space Juno page. As Fusion 2 continue to count down for launch, we are currently tracking one ground issue. However, we are hoping to clear it up before T0.
Propellant loading complete.
And as you just heard there, Fusion 2 has completed its prop load for today's flight. In around 1 minute, we should see the strong back structure move away from the vehicle ahead of liftoff. This helps us avoid damaging important infrastructure during launches. As we continue to get closer to launch, it sounds like we're still tracking a ground issue. We also appear to have an issue with one of the payloads, and teams are currently looking into it.
Strongback retract has started.
And on your screen you can see those 2 little arms beginning to move away from the 2nd stage. Additionally, the propellant quick disconnect, which was used to load the vehicle, has been retracted from the 2nd stage.
Tanks beginning to press for flight.
We're starting to prepare the vehicle for that liftoff in just under 4 minutes. You'll still see some venting from both stages, but we are beginning to raise the pressure slowly. We're also starting to power up all of the critical systems, including TVC control, which will allow us to steer the vehicle.
Flight computer enabled.
We are just under a minute away from launch.
Holding at T-30 gate.
Unfortunately, it sounds like teams are still looking into an issue with the vehicle, but this is why we have a gate period. And it sounds like that issue has been resolved, so we should see that countdown resume in just a moment.
Clock is rolling.
Go for launch.
"20 seconds. 15 seconds. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Go Fusion 2. Go Rideshare One. Vehicle pitching downrange.
Aeolus chamber pressures nominal.
30 seconds into the flight of Fusion 2. Everything is looking great so far. We're coming up on max Q.
Max Q.
Cleared right through max Q. In just over a minute we'll see many milestones take place at the same time. We'll see the shutdown of all 12 Aeolus engines on the first stage, and the separation and ignition of the second stage. As that happens, the booster will begin its boost back burn to bring it back home for future reuse.
MECO. Stage separation.
Aeolus vac ignition.
Booster boost back startup.
And it looks like all those events took place successfully.
Fairing separation.
Beautiful views of all the payloads.
Boost back shutdown.
Go for return.
And we've heard the call out that we are go for return. That means we will be attempting to recover the booster today. What you're seeing at the aft portion of the booster is normal. That's a liquid oxygen dump to reduce dry mass for landing. Due to the light weight of the payload, we don't need all of the propellant.
Aeolus vac chamber pressure nominal.
We're continuing to get good call-outs for the second stage as it heads to orbit. Pretty soon we'll see the shutdown of that Aeolus vac engine, and we'll have a short coast phase before performing a second burn.
SECO.
Nominal parking orbit.
And that second stage is now in its first of many coast phases for this mission. We're coming up on that landing burn for the first stage. The booster will automatically select how many engines it lights depending on the trajectory. This is a new feature designed to increase landing reliability.
Booster is transonic. Booster landing burn started.
It looks like we lit all 12. We've transitioned to the two center engines for the final landing.
Aeolus VAC ignition.
Landing burn shutdown.
Booster has landed.
And the booster has landed. That marks our first touchdown at the new landing site. Meanwhile, the second stage is performing its second of 4 burns today.
SECO.
And that burn appears to be complete. I'm not sure if we heard a nominal orbit call out, but we should see the first payload deployment sequence start shortly.
SpoopySat deployment 1 confirmed. SpoopySat deployment 2 confirmed. SpoopySat deployment 3 confirmed. SpoopySat deployment 4 confirmed. Nebula deployment confirmed. Eclipse V2N DSTM deployment confirmed.
And with the end of the first round of payload deployments, we'll be bringing our webcast to a close. If you wish to stay up to date on the mission, then stay tuned to our Twitter profile. Congratulations to the Fusion Space teams on another great launch, and thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.